Hello and welcome to our Fall 23 second edition of Nittany Watch. I'm Mitchell Carson.
And I'm Chantel Harris. Nittany Watch is our student-produced digital magazine show bringing you news, sports, and information from Penn State Harrisburg and the surrounding region.
During each program, we will present an in-depth look at the people, places, and events that make Penn State Harrisburg and the Susquehanna Valley a great place to call home.
On today's show, we'll introduce you to Penn State's connection to the solar power industry.
We will also give you an inside look at the continuing support for Thon here at Penn State Harrisburg.
And Caleb Steindl will join us for his sports report.
On to our show. Welcome, Chantel, to the host spot here at Nittany Watch.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here, Mitchell. Did you hear about the music rocking through campus on October 20th?
No, what was it from?
It was from PSH inaugural Navratri celebration hosted by International Students Office. Reporter Matthew Wincoop has more on the event.
Of Ashwin, signifying the triumph of light over darkness. So the 9 nights correspond to the phases of the moon, symbolizing the constant ebb and flow of life.
The Penn State Harrisburg International Students Office hosted a celebration to commemorate Navratri, a Hindu festival celebrated over the span of 9 months. Each participant dressed in attire that represented their culture. Following a prayer to begin the event, numerous students performed a dance routine. Eventually, everybody joined in. For domestic students who may not be completely familiar with what Navratri is, Dr. Charles Ward, Assistant Director for the International Students Office, provided an explanation of what the festival is.
It's all about the goddess Durga. So it's this sort of pan-Asian celebration celebrated throughout the entire Hindu diaspora, celebrating this particular Hindu goddess Durga, who's kind of like a mother goddess. I guess what's interesting about her and this festival and Durga is that as a mother, she is both sort of protective and nurturing, but has this sort of wicked, destructive other side. Mm-hmm. So I think the celebration itself is often understood as being this triumph of good over evil.
This was the first time Penn State Harrisburg hosted an event celebrating Navratri. It came to fruition through the input from international students.
I don't know if the institution itself wanted to have it so much as just the students. The first year that I got here, I sort of inherited Diwali and Holi, but keeping my ear to the rail, people say, "Well, we're going to have a Navratri," and I'm like, "Navratri? I don't know. I mean, I've heard of Diwali and Holi." And the more and more I sort of kept my ear to the rail, and more people kept asking me, what are we going to do for Navratri? I was like, okay, clearly this is something I need to dig into. And sure enough, you don't need to scratch very far, when you're asking your Indian friends, like, what would you think about having Navratri, and lights, just go off in their head and the eyes get wide. And so clearly this was something we needed to have here.
Students and faculty should stay tuned for information on future Navratri celebrations. Visit the Cork app or calendar of events, or keep an eye out for flyers next October promoting the event. For Penn State Harrisburg Student Media, I'm Matthew Wincoop.
That seemed like it was a lot of fun.
Oh, yes, it did. Keep an eye out next October for another celebration.
Speaking of celebration, did you hear about the Veterans Day ceremony here on campus?
I did hear about that. The celebration must have been big.
It certainly was. I went to the ceremony and got the story. Penn State Harrisburg honored Veterans Day on November 10th at the Barnum Plaza.
So Veterans Day, the celebration on campus, has been a long-standing tradition at Penn State Harrisburg because we have a very large veteran student population as well as dependents, so children and military spouses. So it is just a very small way for us to show our appreciation for veterans, not only on campus, so our students, faculty, and staff, but also in celebration of all of those who have served across the country.
The ceremony began with the honor guard consisting of Nicole Rosario Flores, Anna Hepperman, Mark Lavelle, and Xander Peterson. The honor guard marched in planting the American flag and the playing of the national anthem. Student Fabian Van Tassel made the introduction for veterans at the ceremony.
Here at Penn State Harrisburg, the value for our veterans is high. That's why we have an office dedicated to them. That's why we give our time today. But even when this event passes and the day ends, that level of gratitude doesn't go away. That's a never-ending pledge of appreciation.
Veterans Dr. Tony Lynch, Gabriel Jones, and Lawrence Castriba II shared their experiences and emotions serving the country.
What I learned in the Marine Corps was the importance of liberty. We talk quite a bit about freedom, but what I learned, yes, it was about liberty. What I came to understand was how important it is to defend liberty.
Oh, I joined the military because I didn't want my parents to pay for it. I just know I wanted to be in tech, inspired by my mom, who started as a clerk typist and her career in infrastructure analysis. Tech was always the goal, so I joined the Army to do that. But the thing that the military teaches you is how to be resilient, how to change your plans and still get to your goal. No hiccup is too big, no failure is permanent, only quitting is permanent.
Asked why I decided to join the Army, I had three answers. My first was, I had nothing better to do. This was true at the time. My second was, where am I ever going to get to drive a tank? And my third answer, I wanted to support and defend the First Amendment to the best of my abilities. Where I was in my life, I wanted to do something meaningful, something I had never done before, and something I found impossible. I wanted to see if I had what it took to become a soldier.
The ceremony was a success as the campus and the community paid their respects. Mitchell Carson, Penn State Harrisburg, Student Media.
Wow, that looked like a great ceremony. I will have to attend it next year. It's great that the school honors veterans here on campus and across America.
Absolutely, and to all those courageous men and women out there in uniform, God bless you and thank you for your service.
Mitch, what did you do for Halloween?
I didn't do anything for Halloween.
You didn't? Okay. Well, you could have had a really scary night here on our campus.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The Lion Ambassadors held its 10th annual Ghost Tours on Halloween night. Matthew Wincoop reports on the event.
Halloween serves as an opportunity for people across the country to show their creative side and dress up in costumes. For Penn State Harrisburg, it was a prime opportunity to help get students acclimated to campus. This was made possible through Ghost Tours, an annual event held by the Lion Ambassadors. Two members of the Lion Ambassadors, Marissa Johnson and Emma Schomburg, gave their insight into the tours.
This is actually the 10th annual Ghost Tours, so we just kind of make it a tradition, and students enjoy coming and going on their spooky walk through campus. I think Halloween in itself kind of puts people in a certain mood, they want to it's the season to be spooky, I guess. So this event kind of opened up an opportunity for that.
So originally it was actually supposed to be a tour of the entire campus and its history. And slowly it turned into more of a spooky, scary, just easy, fun event for kids to join and have some fun.
The Lion Ambassadors will continue the tradition of holding ghost tours next Halloween, so there will be another opportunity for anyone who couldn't make it this year. For Penn State Harrisburg Student Media, I'm Matthew Wincoop.
That looks like a scary night.
It sure did. The Ghost Tours will be held again next year, so be sure to book your spot when first available.
We'll be right back with more campus news right after this.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back. Chantel, did you hear about the bowling event that was hosted for Thon here recently?
No, I actually didn't, but it must have been a good time.
It sure was. I got the story on the event.
The Penn State Harrisburg Thon Committee hit the lanes for their bowling event as part of their 100 Days Till Thon countdown.
So our Thon bowling event is our 100 days countdown till Thon weekend, and it's a way for our club members to get together, have fun, and do some bowling.
All the members enjoyed participating in the event.
It's really awesome being a part of Thon events. We get to eat food, have fun, especially the bowling event that we had the other day. We just got to be with each other, and it was for a great cause.
The goal for our event is to have it as a fundraiser, and it's just a way to benefit the Four Diamonds.
The main takeaway from this event was definitely just enjoying each other's company and being together for something that matters, which is what Thon is all about, raising money for the kids.
As the Penn State Harrisburg Thon Committee bowled through the night, the event raised $96, and another bowling event for Thon is scheduled for February, and it's for the kids. Mitchell Carson, Penn State Harrisburg, Student Media.
I have to be honest, that event, it looked really good. And the money they raised, that was amazing.
Yes, all the money the campus and other Penn State campuses raise gets added to the total for the Thon Dance Marathon in February at University Park. The money goes to Four Diamonds, the organization that helps support kids with pediatric cancer along with their families. And it's for the kids. We'll be right back after this message.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Mitch, did you know that there is a very important connection between Penn State and the development of solar energy?
I know solar energy is important, and I did read an article about it in the Blue and White Journal.
That's right. The Blue and White Journal will be publishing part 2 of a deep dive into solar cells and the global solar industry. Reporter Lisa Pola takes a look behind the scenes and visits with Penn State's connection to the development of solar energy.
Capturing the sun is hard work. It always escapes with the blink of your eyes. Trees standing still do an easy breezy job of capturing the sun and transforming it into shelter and shade. However, research scientists capture that sun, revolting it into electrical energy. It sounds simple as pie, but is it really? It even starts right at the cellular level, too.
Well, these are separate cells you can kind of see in there. This is a cell, that's a cell, long cell, and they're connected together like you have more than one battery and a flashlight. And some of those are creating at this moment almost 4 volts.
Okay, let's see how many volts. Let's see.
3.59.
Yeah, okay. That's on the voltmeter?
On the voltmeter. And then if I get it closer here, it'll be up to if I had direct sunlight, it would be almost 6.
Oh, okay. Starting from a really not simple solar cell, research scientist Christopher Wronski educated people around the world about solar cell development for alternative energy sources.
As you can see from the map, Chris and I traveled extensively through the United States, South America, China, Europe, and Japan, where he served as a visiting scientist promoting solar energy to grad students, visiting scientists, and the general public.
The Pennsylvania Portfolio Standard Act of 2004 requires 18% of electricity sold to retail customers to come from alternative energy sources. The solar cells on these solar panels on a PSU solar farm are an example of hard work by humans capturing the sun, complying with that law. This is Lisa Pula reporting for PSH Student Media.
You can read and view about all kinds of moments, documenting real time by real people like solar industry, famous scientific research work, and all kinds of good stuff in the Blue and White Journal.
That's right. Check out our link at pshblueandwhitejournal.com.
And don't forget to read part 1 of the Aha Moment, first published in the Blue and White Journal. So if you're bored and don't have anything else to do, or you're not studying.
Speaking of studying, do you ever need a break from studying, especially by the end of the week on a Thursday night?
Oh my gosh, boy do I ever.
Well, the PAC Club sponsors a bingo game every Thursday from 9 to 10 p.m., and it is open to anyone who would like to come and play. Check it out.
The PAC Club sponsors a bingo game night every Thursday from 9 to 10 p.m. on Stack's stage. This is a free event that anyone can participate in. The first 100 people get admissions. All you need to bring is your Cork app to scan in. This gives you 3 free bingo cards, a stamper, 1 raffle ticket, and a snack.
PAC stands for Program and Activity Committee. Bingo night is basically a night for all Penn State students to provide socialization. Bingo is held every Thursday. It's free for all Penn State students. So basically you go into the Corp app and we scan a QR code, and that's how that's how usually all Penn State students get in. All the students' tuition money goes right into the student activity fund to provide social interactions and activities such as bingo and the Fun Fest and Spring Fest as well, and movie night.
Take advantage of this free event being offered on campus every Thursday night. Grab a group of friends, bingo cards, free snacks, and get ready to win a round of bingo.
Thanks, Jessica. Remember to check out bingo before you start working on another homework assignment.
Gather with a group of friends and bring on the competition to win free snacks, raffle tickets, and extravagant prizes.
And PAC has you covered for Friday nights, too.
That's right. PAC Movie Night. Check this out.
PAC Movie Night kicks off on Friday nights at 7 p.m. Movie Night not only brings free popular movies to watch, but also provides free snacks and beverages so that everyone can relax and enjoy a movie on a busy Friday night. The students who were in charge of the event had already decorated the venue in movie-themed colors, although it was only a small detail, but it also highlights the high level of dedication they put into this event. The movie at this screening was Barbie, that presents a unique take on the iconic doll's world. Directed by Greta Gerwig, who is known for her Oscar-nominated works like Little Women and Lady Bird, the film stars Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, both of whom are Oscar nominees themselves. A significant highlight of the film is its soundtrack, which received a staggering 11 Grammy Award nominations. This achievement underscores the movie's impact and popularity, particularly in the context of the film's success. This achievement underscores the movie's impact and popularity, particularly in its musical aspects. The film has garnered a rating of 7.0/10 on IMDb, indicating a positive reception from audiences. And we also interviewed the students in charge of the event, asking them what they thought of the movie and the reason for organizing the event in the first place.
So I really liked the movie. The decorations were really good. We provide students with a bunch of snacks and drinks. So they don't have to waste their money going to an actual movie theater, especially if they're not from PA and they can't drive. We try to have it here so they don't have to spend any money.
Yeah, we do it for the students, so especially the ones that live on campus maybe, and the ones that don't have anything to do on the weekends or something, that give them something fun to do instead of just being in their room all day.
Packed movie nights are held on Friday nights from time to time and provide free snacks and drinks. So bring your friends and enjoy a good movie night.
Hey Mitch, I need some children's books for my nephews and siblings. Do you know where to look?
Well, you're in luck. Reporter and photographer Ben Roberts has just what you need.
Most of my stories are sort of similar in that.
On October 25th, Penn State Harrisburg was visited by award-winning children's book author Selena Yoon in Madeline L. Haynes' library.
Hi, I'm Selena Yoon, and I'm the author and illustrator of children's books. I've been writing and illustrating for about 22 years, and I've published about 170 books.
Ms. Yoon has been awarded on numerous occasions for her books, being presented the CBC's Children's Choice Book Award and Nick Jr. Family Magazine's Best Book of the Year, among others. Selena Yoon hosted a presentation about her books and informed the professor and student body of the creative process that went into crafting her work. Afterwards, she held a book signing where students and professors alike could purchase her books, have them signed, and personally meet Selena herself. One of her most interesting stories, Penguin and Pinecone, is also her most popular and best-selling children's book.
Penguin and Pinecone is the first book in the Penguin series. So it started the entire series with a story about a penguin that befriends a pinecone that he finds on the ice. And later, he realizes that the pinecone has to go far, far away to a forest. And so he has to part with his treasured friend. And it's a beautiful friendship tale. I don't want to give any spoilers, but it's a story about love being able to withstand distances. And it became really important, I think, when we had our pandemic, and a lot of us had to be far away from loved ones. And so that story is particularly special to me.
Ms. Yoon also offered her advice to aspiring authors in the hopes of inspiring others to create children's books like she has.
People that want to be children's book authors or illustrators, the number one thing that you can do that'll help you is to read as many picture books as possible. I would say go to the library and pick up 10 books a week until you get to at least 100 before writing your first draft. But it helps so much to actually read picture books to learn about them.
For more information about exciting new opportunities to meet more amazing authors like Ms. Yoon, be sure to check your student email for upcoming events, as well as the Cork app. There's always something to be excited about and participate in, here at Penn State Harrisburg.
That was so interesting. It was exactly what I was looking for. We are so fortunate to have such esteemed authors visit our wonderful campus.
I agree. Thanks, Ben, for that wonderful story.
We'll be right back with Caleb's sports report after this message.
Roll over. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Caleb Steindale, and this is your Nittany Watch Sports Report. We begin with basketball, where the men's team is off to a hot start. I had the chance to take a closer look at how the season has been going so far. It's November, which means that basketball season is underway here at Penn State Harrisburg. The men's team has been firing on all cylinders to begin the year, sprinting out to a commanding 3-0 start. They kicked things off with a 59-51 win over Keene, followed by an 81-76 overtime victory over Marymount. Most recently, they knocked off St. John Fisher by a score of 79-71.
Ball move has been really well. Our offense has been running very well. I think we're just moving along, cutting along, and also we're just hitting shots and playing really good defense. So I think that's been a really key factor for this year so far.
The team is averaging 73 points per game so far this season, and they've been led by the dynamic duo of guard Danye Baylor-Carroll on offense and center Alex Leiba on defense. Senior guard Baylor-Carroll is getting right back to his high-scoring ways, averaging 19.3 points per game in his return from injury last year. He's also got a whopping 18 steals and 20 assists, rounding out his game as one of D3's elite ballers. The former first-team All-Conference Player and Conference Player of the Year is officially back. Center Alex Leiba has also been a force on defense, leading the team with 10.7 rebounds per game to go along with 10 blocks. He also checks in at third on the team in points with 40. Nate Curry, Lance Douglas, and Chase Robinson round out the starting five so far for PSH.
We want to keep our opposing teams from scoring below 60 points, so that's really our top priority as a defensive team.
Despite the hot start, the team has had the luxury of playing all three of their opening games at home. They have yet to travel for a game, and they have yet to face a conference opponent. The Lions defended home court, but they can't get complacent after the early homestand, especially when conference games arrive on the schedule. However, as long as they maintain a consistent level of dedication, they'll be in line to go right back to the postseason.
The atmosphere, the fans, and the people that support us, it means a lot to us that everyone comes out and supports us, and we want to give back to them.
The Lions are off to a hot start, and we'll see if they can keep the good times rolling. Women's basketball has also just begun, and while the men's team seems to be on cruise control at the moment, the Lady Lions have struggled mightily out of the gate in their first season without Candace Butler, dropping their first 3 games, including 2 double-digit losses. Senior guard Jayla Galbraith has been the lone bright spot so far, as she's averaging 12.7 points per game while shooting 40% from the field, 41% from behind the arc, and 83% from the free throw line. While the start has definitely been disappointing for the Lady Lions, the season is still young, and there's reason to believe they can right the ship and make another championship run. While basketball is just getting started, the soccer season came to a close for both the men's and women's squads in the beginning of November. The men's team finished with an 8-5-7 record with a 3-0-3 conference record, good enough to earn them the number 2 seed in the Volt Division of the United East Conference. The Lions hosted Lancaster Bible College in a divisional semifinal game, which they won 3-2, led by 2 goals from Daniel Fambu. The Lions then hosted St. Mary's of Maryland in the divisional championship, but despite the home field advantage, they were shut out 2-0, ending their season. Despite the loss, it was still a great season, which included a first-round bye, a playoff win, and an average of 2.2 goals per game. The women's soccer team also turned in a solid season. The Lady Lions finished 10-4-5 overall and 4-1-1 in conference, good enough for the second seed. The girls hosted Penn College in the divisional semifinal round and knocked their opponents off by a 1-0 score, with a goal tallied by Abigail Frew. However, the team fell to the top seed Penn State Berks in penalty kicks on November 2nd, despite playing to a tie in regulation. Kyla Brassois led the team in goals on the season, while Kylie Altland was tops in assists. Sydney Mulca was the team's top goalkeeper. Though they didn't reach the championship, the women's team still turned in a successful, hard-fought season. Additionally, 6 of the male players and 5 of the women were recently awarded United East Volt Division All-Conference honors for their play this season. Longden, Rogers, Ali, Afata, and Harris from the men's side, and Altland, Brassois, Brown, Hemler, and Frew from the women's side. A big congratulations to them for their accomplishments. The women's volleyball season also came to a close on November 7th, but the season was a successful one overall. The Lady Lions advanced to the United East playoffs, finishing 12-15 in the regular season with a 3-3 conference record. They won their first playoff game since 2009, getting past Penn State Berks at home in a 5-set match. The squad then traveled to Lancaster Bible College for the Volt Division semifinal, where their playoff run ultimately ended. On the season, senior Julia Cho led the team in digs, freshman Cameron Whetstone led the team in kills, senior Tanira Tubo led the team in hitting percentage, and senior Katie Richardson led the team in assists. Congrats to the volleyball team on an awesome 2023 season. One sport that has not yet been played on the Penn State Harrisburg campus is field hockey, but that is about to change as the school's first ever field hockey program begins to take shape. The head coach will be A.J. Misselhorn, former coach of Indiana and Temple, and she brings 14 years of Division I coaching experience. The roster consists of 13 Pennsylvania recruits, as well as Giovanni Bassi de Mello out of Sao Paulo, Brazil's Windermere Prep. No schedule has been released yet, but stay tuned to the athletics website for future details. Before we wrap things up today, let's take a look at how things stand in the National Football League with a glimpse at the current playoff picture. In the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs hold the number 1 seed with a 7-2 record and the first round bye. If the playoffs started today, the number 2 seed 7-3 Baltimore Ravens would play the number 7 seed 5-4 Houston Texans. The number 3 seed 6-3 Jacksonville Jaguars would play the number 6 seed 6-3 Cleveland Browns, and the number 4 seed 6-3 Miami Dolphins would play the number 5 seed 6-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, over in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles hold the number 1 seed with an 8-1 record, currently holding the bye. The number 2 seed 7-2 Detroit Lions would play the number 7 seed 6-4 Minnesota Vikings. The number 3 seed 6-3 San Francisco 49ers would play the number 6 seed 6-3 Dallas Cowboys, and the number 4 seed 5-5 New Orleans Saints would play the number 5 seed 6-5 Seattle Seahawks. You can check out the latest episode of Nittany Watch to hear some Super Bowl predictions from Penn State Harrisburg students. My prediction, Detroit versus Kansas City. You heard it here first. Now, to keep up with Penn State Harrisburg sports all year round, visit the school athletic page at www.athletics.hbg.psu.edu and follow Penn State Harrisburg Athletics on social media. You can keep up to date with sports on the Blue and White Journal website at www.pshblueandwhitejournal.com and the Nittany Watch YouTube page. And don't forget to check out the past episodes of the Nittany Watch Sports Show. I'm Caleb Steindale, and this has been the Nittany Watch Sports Report.
Well, that brings our show to an end. You can watch our show on the Penn State Harrisburg Student Media YouTube channel.
Or check out our link on the PSH Student Media website, pshblueandwhitejournal.com. For all of us here at Nittany Watch and WPSH TV, thank you for watching.